Street food. Street foodies, who's hungry? I am, a little bit, to be honest, but I'm about to be a whole lot more after this episode. We're about to learn how to make not one, but two Chinese dishes. It's a recipe episode. So in Chinese, when they want to cheer you on, when they want to tell you, keep going, you can win, let's go team. Here's what they say is, 加油. 加油, it means add oil. I'm just going to be upfront with you, friends. We're going to be using some oil today. Let's just get right into it. Let's just make some food. My friend Yahong is a really good cook. She knows that my kids aren't down with a whole lot of spice or flavor at all, for that matter, so she doctors the dishes up to make them more palatable to the youngsters. Both of these dishes are greasy as all get out, and they're not what you normally find at a Chinese restaurant in the States. But I love to eat them in Xi'an when we go out for rice and dishes, so I asked Yahong how to make them. Number 1, 豆角茄子. 豆角 is how we say green bean around here. You wash them, and you cut them into pretty big pieces. Then you take an eggplant, and you cut that into strips about the same dimensions as the green beans. In Chinese, you call this 茄子条. Now you get your wok, you fill it with oil, just vegetable oil, in this case is what we used, and you get it nice and hot. You drop the green beans straight into the oil. Basically, you're deep frying them. In Chinese, you say 油炸 for deep fry. Yahong also called this 锅油. I guess that's another way to say it. Once the beans are nice and wrinkly, you take them out of the oil. Yahong also pays attention to the color. Once they're out, you add some flour to the eggplant strips and you drop them in the oil too. It takes them a while to fry and they eat up a lot of oil. Next, she chops some ginger and some leek. This is to flavor the dish. You can also add chili pepper, mouth numbers, or garlic at this point. She stir fries this for a minute or two, then mixes in the green beans and the eggplant. She adds some jiangyou, that's soy sauce, and stir fries it together for a few more minutes. Finally, some oyster sauce. In Chinese, this is called haoyao. After tasting it, she adds a bit of salt. Yahong likes a lot of salt in her dishes. Although, she might just be covering for us because we don't put a lot of spice in it. Chinese friends will do that for you sometimes. They'll help you out, you know. You say, oh, I don't want spice in that. And they'll say, okay. And then they just give you a little spice. Look at all the oil on these vegetables. This is like deep south level artery clogs happening. So good. This is a dish we eat out a lot. Usually there's a healthy amount of mouth numbers and garlic in the mix.
谁教你怎么做饭？
我自己学。
你自己学吗？
自学的。
你爸爸妈妈没有给你上课？
不上课，因为小时候我很多次看我妈妈做饭，或者看别的人做饭。
是。
然后串门，你知道串门吗？在农村，在我们农村，我们可以随便去谁的家串门。
OK， 你说串门 ，OK。
对对，不用给他说哦，我要去你的家，你不给他说，然后你可以随便去。
随便去啊。
对，可能是他们家正在做饭，我也看。
I learned to cook by watching the Food Network, back before the competition shows when they just came on and taught you how to make stuff. And my parents taught me some stuff too. I should say that in case they're watching. Dish number 2, 地三鲜. Not every restaurant has this dish, but when I see it on a menu, I almost always get it. There are 3 primary ingredients. 土豆, which is potato. In Shanxi, you can also say 洋芋. 茄子, eggplant, just like the last dish, and 青椒, which is a kind of pepper, spicy but not crazy spicy. What are these called in the US? I don't even remember if we have them. You peel the potato, and you cut the potato into slices, not too thin. Then you want to cut the eggplant into slices, about the same width as the potato, more or less. Eggplant cut this way you call 茄子片, slices, versus the 茄子条 in the other dish. To the slices, you add a few spoonfuls of flour, just to coat the eggplant. If it's too dry, at this point you can also splash some water on it. You take the potato and, surprise, surprise, you deep fry it. You do that until it's nice and golden brown. Yahong wasn't super happy with the potato's texture. She said they just didn't have great potatoes at the market. Eggplant slices. Deep fry those junks. She stirs it consistently to keep them from burning. You do want like a bit of a crust on them. Once they're finished cooking, she squeezes out some of the excess oil. I mean, these things are already oily enough. Next, she chops up the third ingredient, the qingjiao. more leek and ginger in the oil, then the pepper, then the potatoes and eggplant. While that's cooking together, she chops some garlic. Then she adds to that some soy sauce, oyster sauce, little white sugar, starch, and water. Once it looks about like this, she adds that to our gloriously greasy veggies. As it cooks, she wants it a bit saucier, so she adds some more water and starch. Done.
怀孕的时候，如果有人喜欢吃辣，他们觉得应该是女孩。如果有人喜欢吃酸，他们觉得可能是一个男孩。酸儿辣女。
对你来说是真的吗？
差不多会有70%-80%。
We love Chinese food. We love Yahong cooking up these dishes like a boss. If you like oil, get down on these. Make them at home. Let me know how it goes. Next week, we're eating it on the street in Shanghai for the first time. It's gonna be dope. Get ready for it. Until then, keep eating it on the street or occasionally indoors. That's okay too. Street food. It's a recipe episode. It's a recipe episode. Wait, got some matcha milk tea, y'all. I made this 45 minutes ago. Haven't had time to drink it yet. Still hot though. Great mugs, I guess. Cooking up these dishes like a boss. Yeah, I can't pull that off. I sound like a moron. How much caffeine is in this? What time is it? I might not should be drinking this. This is what it looks like to throw caution to the wind on street food. Drinking caffeine a little later in the day than usual.